Hi everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I'm back with another Nerf review. Today, we're taking a look at, from the Nerf Elite line, the Stryfe. This is a fantastic blaster. It's a semi-automatic with using a flywheel, and it's actually an entirely new blaster, not a reshell from a previously used N-Strike design. A few things right off the top I want to mention. The flywheel system has been changed. If you remember from the Nitron or the some of the other flywheel-based blasters, very loud. Um, really couldn't hear yourself. This, while the flywheels obviously still make noise, it's not as loud. They also rev up a lot quicker. One thing I like about this blaster, and I want to point it out, is the handle. As you can see, there's the trigger. This button right here activates the flywheel, and this is the clip release. So basically, with one hand, you can engage the blaster, fire, and then remove the clip if your hand is big enough. Some people have smaller hands. Um, Comes with the clip is 6 darts, semi-translucent. Now there are some safety features with the blaster, namely with the clip removed, you cannot engage the flywheel blaster, nor can you depress the trigger. Once the clip is engaged, you can activate the flywheel, but you cannot depress the trigger if the flywheel is not running. And basically, once the clip is empty, the trigger will no longer depress. And of course, this is the jam door. If this is open, nothing's going to work. I like those features. I think it kind of saves you on running out of batteries. I know a lot of folks don't and have gone ahead and modified the blaster, taking out all the locks. There is actually one lock in particular that is most people remove right away, which involves advancing the dart depending on the location of the trigger. Basically, the next dart would not advance until the trigger is back in the forward position. Removing what looks like a little door allows the next dart to advance basically from a half return on the trigger. Personally, since I like to measure my shots more, I like the rhythm of having to release the trigger fully. Also, this blaster is modular, and that I really like. If you were a fan of the G.I. Joe line, and if you go back to the early 2000s, the Sigma 6 line, we had a role-play toy called the Switchfire. I have to believe somebody somewhere had that in mind when they made this, because a lot of the positions for attachments, tactical rails, very close to the Switchfire. First, in this state, you basically have something that can be used as a handheld blaster. You do have space if you need to two-hand it, but you have a tactical rail here, area to attach a stock, and then the barrel, you have a option for barrel attachments. Now I want to mention right here that this tactical rail, this is really only big enough for one thing, and that's a handle. So if you have one of the Elite Rampages, or I think the Stockade from the N-Strike line came with one, you can slide it on, and you basically have a blaster that looks close to an MP3. Um, at the end, I'll show you how I usually load this out with all the bells and whistles. This is a really fun blaster. Now let's get to a firing test. Okay, we're basically using the same location as the strong arm because I like how it came out. Move my phone out of the way. So yeah, I'm just gonna fire off about 3 darts. Again, we're not shooting for distance because that's dependent on several variables, but we're just show you how the blaster fires and reacts. So there goes the flywheels, and let's go. Very nice. Very smooth trigger pull, and there we go. Like I said, this was a very smooth fire, very smooth trigger pull. Um, I know for some, now I was obviously shooting it very relaxed. I know some people like a blaster that fires very quickly. You can fire it fairly fast. But again, you have to be aware of that trigger action, and I know for some people that might be an issue. Let's go to my final thoughts. Okay, so here is how I usually use my Stryfe when I have it all tricked out. Basically, I'm using the barrel extension from the Long Strike with the red dot sight from the Recon, as well as the stock from the Recon. Now, I know the stock really doesn't blend in, but it's really the only stock I have. And when you have the barrel extension um, connected, it does make the blaster a little front heavy. I don't have any type of front grip, so I would have to hold it like this to steady myself. I am looking to get the Retaliator to get the parts there that I think will work a lot better. And to be honest with you, I think this should have been the core component for the Retaliator, or come with the Retaliator parts. Although I've seen some pictures, we might be getting some clear plastic repaints. And if you're familiar with my Transformer reviews, you should be aware that clear plastic not always the best thing. But like I said, this is a fun blaster. I highly recommend it. Um, it retails for around $20, $21, $22 with tax. If you see it, pick it up. You can get different clips for more ammunition, and you can really modify it with the attachments any way you see fit. So, this is your old pal Chuck for the Stryfe. We'll see you next time.